This is a CBC podcast.
For years, men were disappearing from Toronto's gay village.
I feel terrorized.
I'm Justin Ling. This season on Uncover.
If we see this is happening, how can you not see this?
They suspected a serial killer. And they were right.
Police arrested 66-year-old Bruce MacArthur.
But this wasn't the first time the village was targeted.
You don't start killing at 66. You'd start killing when you're in your late teens or early 20s.
Uncover, The Village. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey Canada, wait till you see what crops up from the Wheat City, Brandon, Manitoba. It's the Debaters! The Debaters, where comedians fight with facts and funny, and this audience picks the winner. Now here's a man with a wry sense of humor, Steve Patterson.
Hey! Hello, Canada! Welcome back to the Debaters. We are here in beautiful Brandon, Manitoba. Yeah! Which recently hosted the Brier Curling Championship for the first time in 37 years. Yeah! The people of Brandon did such a great job of hosting that they've already been asked to host again in another 37 years. Congratulations! Imagine what curling will look like in the year 2056. We'll all be watching our favorite robot overlords as they hurl their hover rocks down the ice while we enjoy a cup of Tim Hortons Soylent Green and a cannabis cream donut. All for a welcome diversion from whatever scandal Prime Minister Ella Grace Trudeau is embroiled in. Now, are you ready to meet two debaters who always hurry hard? We got a good one. This comic will tell you that Sean's have more fun. It's Sean Lecumber. There he is, looking confident, striding to my left. And this comic believes whipped cream on pie is just icing on the cake. It's Kelly Taylor. Kelly Taylor. Saskatchewan's own. We got a good prairie battle here, Alberta versus Saskatchewan. Gentlemen, your topic is one that our Brandon audience is sure to have an opinion on. After all, you are home to the Wheat Kings WHL hockey team. Hockey parents. Are they hockey's true heroes? Hockey parents. Now, this is perfect for you two because, Kelly, you are a hockey parent to multiple children. Is that true?
Yes, Steve. I just need one of them to make it.
You've put the time in. Sean, you're both a hockey parent and a coach on your kids' team. Is that right?
That's until they hear this debate, yes. I'll be removed.
Well, don't worry. The hockey parents will most likely be at the game when this airs, and if not, they are not good hockey parents. This is no rinky-dink debate. Whereas they are the backbone of Canada's favorite game, be it resolved that hockey parents are the unsung heroes of hockey. Kelly, you are arguing for this, please. You have 2 minutes, starting now.
A hero is a person who is admired or idolized for courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities. I think someone who likes to drink till about 2 or 3 a.m. on Saturdays and then gets up at 6:30 for IP hockey can fall into that category. As a hockey parent to 3 boys, you're not only selfless with your time, but your wallet. As my 1988 Astrovan is not a fashion statement. It's all I can afford. You know you live in Canada when you tell people about your vehicle, as it's awesome for hauling hockey equipment. I was going to have a man cave at my house. Instead, I designated my basement 100% to mini sticks. Because they say for resale, what you want is nothing but broken drywall and bloodstains on the carpet. It looks like a scene from Forensic Files. Connor McDavid will make $19 million on ice this year and $4 million off the ice in endorsements, which his dad said is great because he's almost done paying minor hockey fees. Thank you, Steve.
Kelly Taylor. Quick, concise, and to the point. Now, to tell us that parents are the bane of the game, here's keen coach Sean Lecumber.
Thank you. No, don't force it. I coached my son's team last year until my criminal record check came back and I wasn't allowed at the rink. But in those 3 weeks, I learned something. Hockey parents think they should be the coach. They think they're smart. They're dumb. If I based my practice plan on parent feedback, I would just be out there with the kids like, all right, gather around the big board. What we're going to do, grab a puck. Okay, get it out of there. And then if we have time at the end, we'll shoot. There are 5 types of hockey parent. Number 1, the barn owl. This dad never sits with any other parents. He pops up next to the glass around the rink like a tracksuit in Tim Hortons' version of Where's Waldo. This is the parent to most likely go on the ice and fight a child. Beware. Number 2, the more cowbell mom. She will blast an air horn in your ear after a goal that makes it 12-2. The my child is your best player parent. They truly believe the only thing standing in the way of their child playing in the NHL is your Adam Housley coaching philosophy. Number 4, the gatekeeper. He volunteers as timekeeper every game to manipulate the game sheet and juice his kids' stats. Rangers goal scored by number 12, Chase Polinsky. Assisted by number 14, my son. And number 14, my son. Number 5, the car ride home coach. You were brutal out there today. What happened? I was just trying to have fun, Dad. You know what's fun? Working 12-hour shifts to cover your team's cash call and driving to Flin Flon to watch you eat it out there. That's a blast. That's a blast. Thanks, Steve.
Sean Lecumber.
I made fun of people.
Does not think hockey parents are heroes and listed very conveniently 5 types of parents for us. Now it's time for the bare knuckle round. We're debating if hockey parents are the unsung heroes of the game. So get ready to tear each other's face off and slash each other's logic with your high shticking. Remember, your goalie is to make the audience pee-wee their pants with laughter. So if you've practiced long enough, you should be able to skate circles around your opponent and top corner them until they shut their 5-hole. Time to start taking shots now.
Kelly says he does it because he loves his kids. That's baloney. Hockey parents are selfish. If NHL players made $38,000 a year in bag groceries, you'd be at the golf course every game. You wouldn't be watching your children play.
This coming from a guy, he played midget D hockey.
I was a glue guy. Man, you talked about a man cave in your. It's 2019, dinosaur. What about a woman cave? Right, ladies? Yeah,
Who said a woman can't play mini sticks in their basement, Lecumber?
Don't turn this back on me.
You told me about cutting girls off your team. You said it. You told me backstage. You cut them. You didn't want them in your dressing room.
Their moms were annoying on Team Snap.
That's good enough for me. That's the bare knuckle round, everybody. Time now for the firing line. In my hand, I have a list of questions on hockey parents brought to you by First Round Draft Picks. First Round Draft Picks are my favorite part of going to a new craft brewery. According to the National Post, what lengths have wealthy hockey parents gone to in order to get their child on a minor hockey team? Kelly Taylor.
Oh, I think I actually know the answer to this.
Okay.
I'm from Saskatchewan, and I think it happened there. They bought the coach a combine.
That's not what I have here, but I like the answer. That's one full point.
It's a true story. It's a true story.
Sean?
Murder.
According to the National Post, what lengths have wealthy hockey parents gone to get their child on a team? Buying the team. Parents have bought the team to have their child play for a team, which seems weird, but it's the National Post, so it must be true. According to Don Cherry, what is the worst thing a hockey parent can do to their child? Sean.
Let them associate with Swedish children. Anybody with 2 S's in a row in their name, get them out of your neighborhood.
Kelly Taylor.
Letting them be an Oiler fan.
That's rude. No.
It's painful. I'd rather be a Washington Generals fan.
According to Don Cherry, the worst thing a hockey parent could do to their child is criticize them, which is weird, coming from Don Cherry, whose entire job, it seems, is to criticize everything except himself. That's the firing line, everybody. All right. Just about time for our fabulous Brandon, Manitoba audience to place their votes. But first, here again to tell us that at the good old hockey game, hockey parents are lame, it's hockey humorist Sean LeCumber.
Thank you, Steve. 70% of children drop out of hockey by age 13. Why? Because they're born quitters who are never going to make it anyway. But that doesn't mean we as parents shouldn't try to be less awful. And we are awful. We bring our undiagnosed mental illness and unresolved childhood trauma to the rink. It mixes with radiation from the bleacher heaters. And before you know it, we're reminding a 12-year-old referee how many teams are on the ice. Look, I'm a hockey parent myself, and I've done things I'm not proud of. I get the medium blizzards after a win and smalls after a loss. One time, my son let in a goal from the other team's blue line, and after the game, I ripped the name bar off the back of his jersey and screamed, "You will not bring shame to our family." I regret the last one. Thank you. That's it.
Sean LeCumber says hockey parents are anything but heroes, and a big shout out to his nameless son. Now to tell us why hockey parents score high with him, it's proud hockey dad, Kelly Taylor.
Oh, not all heroes wear capes. Did I mention one of my kids is a goalie too? How's this for a rundown? His can, $149, pants, $340, pads, $1,800, chest protector, $585, glove, $450, blocker, $300, helmet, $420, stick, $220. That's $4,264. That's not counting hockey fees, goalie camps, and his growth spurt, so he won't fit it next year. But is it worth it? No, he's a backup. It's not worth it at all. But I'm a hero. I let that dream continue. He's terrible. Not only do I give my basement up to my children for mini sticks, I have one room in my house where its sole purpose is to air out hockey equipment. Because everyone wants that smell of someone pissing on a bag of onions. I can say this. I do love being a hockey parent to 3 boys. Because it's better than a dance dad, which I am to my one daughter. Because it's tough to go to those dance recitals and yell, "Twirl, jump, what are you doing? Why am I paying for this? I can't wait to get you in the car." Thank you, Steve.
Kelly Taylor. All right. Strong arguments on both sides. Let's see what Brandon thinks. It's time to vote by applause. Who thinks that Kelly's pro-hockey parent prowess was perfection? Kelly Taylor. Wow. A lot of support for Kelly. And who preferred Sean's anti-hockey parent antics and think he won the cup? Sean LeCumber. Whoa. This is pretty close, but just by a couple decibels, I got to give it to Sean LeCumber. Oh, yeah. Hockey parents are not heroes. Big hit for Sean LeCumber and Kelly Taylor, everybody.
Hey, Debaters fans, we have a podcast. Subscribe today to have episodes and bonus content sent straight to your device. Go to cbc.ca/thedebaters for more. And now, back to Steve Patterson.
Hey, Brandon, are you ready to meet your next pair of debaters? Let's do it. When this comic dances outside, he takes toques to tango. It's Rob Bebnick. Rob Bebnick. Oh, Bebsy in the house, making his way to my left. And this comedian thinks cell phones are off the hook. It's Marta Chavez. Marta Chavez getting settled. One of our favorites. Bebsy looks serious over there. Your topic has to do with our neighbors down south. Should Canadians boycott traveling to the United States? Some of the audience have decided already, but we're gonna do the debate anyway, if that's okay. Some Canadians have decided to stay away from America due to the political climate there. I tried a boycott once right here in Canada. When Target stores came to Canada back in 2013, I said, I'm going to boycott this store. And by the time I'd finished making my protest sign, they were out of business. So it worked. Sometimes it works. Now, let's see if this debate has lasting power. So, whereas it's a simple and effective way to protest American politics, be it resolved, Canadian tourists should boycott traveling to the United States. Marta, you are arguing for this. You have 2 minutes, please, starting now.
Okay, hello, my fellow Canadians. Where are you? Thank you. Are there Americans in the crowd? Pra, 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 pra. You know, the United States has a long story of being the neighborhood bully. Why would I like to go to the house of the bully? They are a wretched country. You cannot shame them. You can only shame them with money, you know? And they have recently been fighting against Canadians. Who fight against a Canadian? Fighting a Canadian is like fighting a poodle. You know, Donald Trump said that the beef he has with the Canadians beside the tariffs, the beef is because Canadians went to burn the White House during the War of 1812. But the War of 1812, it was not the Canadians even who did it, it was the British, but that's another story. The point is that the Orange Man, Mango Mussolini, can hold the grudge. He can hold the grudge. But what he was doing is he was trying to incite the herds of barbarians that are his fans against the Canadian. But Caucasian Canadians look just like Americans, whereas I am an undercover Canadian. If I go there, all I hear is, build a wall, build a wall, build a... I'm from Toronto. What I hear is, build the subway, build the subway. Canadians should boycott the U.S. in solidarity because they discriminate against Canadians that look like me. Stick up for your own, my boy. I am one of your own.
Marta Chavez. Nice job, Marta.
Thank you.
She believes that Canadians should boycott traveling to the U.S. right now. Could you do that sound effect again that you did at the beginning?
Which one?
The pla pla?
Pra, pra, pra.
That is as adorable as you can make a firearm sound.
Yes. It's in Spanish.
It's a Spanish firearm. Now, to tell us why Canadians should always contemplate a trip to the States, here's American ally Rob Bebnick.
Thank you. That's very kind. Canadians don't appreciate Canada like we should. We complain about taxes, the weather. We complain about the government, regardless of who's in power, even if we voted that government into power. I propose that Canadians shouldn't be encouraged to visit the U.S., but rather forced to visit the U.S., just so that we can learn to appreciate ourselves again. You don't like Canadian tax dollars going to environmental projects? Well, you go to Flint, Michigan, have a glass of water, all right? You think it's too cold here in Canada? Why don't you go camping in the forests of California? You think our Prime Minister's a real boob? Try living under a tyrannical former game show host, or whatever that show is. I didn't really know what he did. Who happens to be coping with senility, all right? And it doesn't end with learning to love your country again. It's also about learning to love yourself again. Maybe you've let yourself go a little bit. Maybe you don't fit into your favorite jeans anymore. Why don't you take a trip to the Midwest? You're an Adonis in the Midwest. You can't go through a cattle crossing without being stopped when somebody asking you, "Are you Brad Pitt?" Maybe you're the only one in your family that didn't get into university. Why don't you go to Florida and blow everyone's mind with your control of basic math? I don't want to go to Switzerland or Finland where everyone's happy and the country seems to be running smoothly, all right? I don't want to go to Bora Bora or the Bahamas and soak in the beauty. I want to go to Detroit where hate was born, okay? I want to go to a place that scares me into loving my country again. Thank you very much.
Rob Bebnick, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. It is time now for the firing line. Martha, sound effect? There it is. In my hand, I have a list of questions on boycotting travel to the U.S. brought to you by Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. If you close your eyes and don't take a whiff, we're pretty much Chicago. According to the Canadian Border Services Agency, what has happened in the western provinces of Saskatchewan, Alberta, and BC since Trump has entered office? Marta.
Well, they decided that they want to start procedures to building a wall between them and the rest of Canada.
No. Rob?
Americans have started asking, who's that crazy Spanish lady yelling at us upon entry into the country?
Incorrect. Martha is passionate. In the provinces of Saskatchewan, Alberta, and BC, since Trump has entered office, visits to the States have increased 6% from people in those provinces. It's interesting, and please don't boo them too loud. We have to tape there next month. According to the head of Marriott International, travelers preferred Canada to America when doing what? Martha?
Cheating on their spouse.
I don't know if that's something we should be proud of. And good for you for not clapping, Brandon, Manitoba. Rob Bebnick.
Could it be spending the night in the drunk tank?
It could be, but it's not. Travelers preferred Canada to America when attending business conferences. Yep. We've got it. And I'm from the province of Ontario, which is open for business. That is our slogan. Anyway, I don't want to get into it. And
Yes.
That's the firing line, everybody. All right, just about time again for our beautiful Brandon, Manitoba audience to pick a winner. But first, here again to tell us why the USA is A-OK, it's our own VIP, Rob Bebnick.
Thank you. Steve, I've realized something during this debate, and I'm a little embarrassed that I didn't see this earlier. It's pretty obvious that my opponent, Martha Chavez, has a deep-seated love for Donald Trump, and it's tearing her apart inside. Because the truth is, we have one amusement park in Canada. States have like 70. They have an entire city, Las Vegas, which is just an amusement park for adults, okay? Have you ever been to Trader Joe's? It's like a miniature Costco that they let poor people in. It's incredible, okay? And I'm glad you brought up Target earlier. You know why I lost it? Because we weren't responsible enough with it, okay? We, as an entire country, were like little kids that promise their parents if they get a puppy, we'll walk it and take care of it. And we didn't do that, and they had to take Target away and give it back to a better family. And look, this might not be a popular opinion. I understand that. But you want to know why? Because Americans are actually nicer than Canadians are. Okay? Yeah. You want proof? You ever ask an American what they think of a Canadian? Oh, they're lovely. Sweetest people. Oh, they're such a good time. What happens to you guys when somebody's like, hey, what do you think of Americans? Exactly. I rest my case.
Not a bad job, Rob Bebnick. Pretty good point. Now, here again to tell us that there are no happy trails that lead to the States, it's understandably trepidatious traveler, Marta Chavez.
Thank you. How sweet you are, Robbie. He's trying to convince you to go to the USA for amusement parks. You know that's one of the places they shoot people, you know? Besides, you know their favorite mascot. What is their favorite mascot? Mickey Mouse. A rat. What is our favorite mascot? Anne of Green Gables. Who wins? A little girl. If you boycott the USA and spend your tourist money in Canada, Canada may emerge as the superpower. Bilingual, multicultural, and cold enough so people with hot tempers don't flourish. I say, boycott the USA and make Canada great. Finally!
Marta Chavez, a nice closing argument. She's sporting a red baseball cap with a red maple leaf right on the front. That's a red cap everyone here can get behind. It is time for the audience to pick a winner by applause. Who thinks that Marta's anti-America adventure aim was the most awesome? Marta Chavez. Okay, a lot of great support for Marta. And who thinks Rob's states action case was well stated? Rob Bebnick. It's pretty close. It is pretty close. But we got to give this one to Marta Chavez.
Yeah.
Time to boycott travel to the States for a while. Big hand for Marta Chavez and Rob Bebnick, everybody. Well, that's all for this week. I'm Steve Patterson saying to all Canadians planning a trip, don't forget you probably haven't seen enough of your own country yet. I'll argue with you again soon, Canada. Good night.
The Debaters, created by Richard Side. Produced this week by Graham Clark, Nicole Callender, Katie Ellen Humphreys, and Josh Bailey. Technical production by Brian Harder and Lloyd Peterson. Executive producer of CBC Radio Comedy is Tracy Rideout. And thanks to everyone at the WMCA in Brandon. Hey Debaters fans in Sydney, we're coming to the Savoy Theatre on June 25th. For details, visit our website. We're cbc.ca/thedebaters.
For more CBC podcasts, go to cbc.ca/podcasts.